Commissioner, we're here at Siegfried and Roy Park, named for two famous Las Vegans, and gosh, it's been way too long since we've named a park after these folks here, but this place still has its new park smell. Tell me about some of the features here in this park.
Well, there's a splash pad for summer, play areas for the children, walking paths, exercise stations. That's one thing that I've heard lots of people excited about. Airport personnel, people that work in the area, excited to come walk the path and do the exercise stations during the lunch hour. Grassy area for families to play, just a very nice, useful park.
These 20 acres have been earmarked for a long time to become this park. Why has it taken so long? And I mean, hey, we should be celebrating this obviously, but why has it been so long?
It's taken a long time. The Russell Road configuration was changed when Terminal 3 came in. And so there are new homes that are facing Russell. So when this was all planned, the residents that the new group facing Russell Road were promised this park to act as a buffer with Terminal 3. And when the first time that I ran for the commission seat, I was phoning and walking in neighborhoods around here, and I was asked over and over again, what's happened to our park? And I think people understood that during the economic downturn that funds were low and the park just couldn't be built at that time. But now that we're coming out of the downturn, the airport found capital monies to put into the park. We had some settlement money from the Regional Justice Center, put that money together to make the park possible.
We've seen parks being built in partnerships quite often in master plan communities and things like that. So this is quite a unique arrangement between the Department of Aviation and Clark County to build this one.
It's a very unique arrangement, and I think the neighbors are very happy to finally have it come to fruition.
That's it, Commissioner. Like in much of District G, you have some of the more mature neighborhoods, and places like this, new facilities in older neighborhoods must make you feel fantastic and is great for the neighborhoods.
It's wonderful for the neighborhood. There's also the perk that people coming into the airport will see this park, and I think it's very representative that we're a very thriving community. It's also entrance to the Maryland Parkway corridor that a lot of work is going into to rejuvenate and keep business strong along Maryland Parkway, so this can kind of act as an opening to the corridor.
And finally, naming this park after Siegfried and Roy, everyone knows how famous they are and what they've done for Clark County and for Las Vegas. It's a terrific honor.
It's a wonderful honor. And when we had the groundbreaking for the park, Siegfried and Roy came and they were so thrilled. And their fan club, and the fan club is also planning a statue of them here. So it's very exciting to see what will come. We're also having a wonderful piece of art going onto the Maryland Parkway, kind of marking the entrance to it. And so that will be very exciting.
Artist Wayne Littlejohn's sculpture will be, as you say, kind of be the figurehead at the beginning of this park. How do we choose that artist? And why is public art so important, Commissioner?
Public art's important. It shows the softer side of humanity, where we don't forget our creative side. There were bids put out for this, and several artists applied, and we had a committee that went through the proposals and chose the top artist. And these were artists of renown, and the artist is being paid, which I think is important. It helps to build our arts community here, not just trying to get a free piece of art, but we're building something here. We're trying to get artists to come here, to work here, and to live here.
You talked about the Maryland Parkway corridor, and of course that was the site of ZAP 7 last year, another public art program. Tell me a little bit about some of the plans, some of the things that we're doing along Maryland Parkway to make that corridor more accessible.
There's a committee with lots of the different stakeholders. The university, UNLV, has a representative there. Commissioner June Kelly and I both attend the meetings, or our liaisons. Residents and business owners to rejuvenate. We're looking at transportation. How can we have some mass transit along Maryland Parkway to help? Because it is a heavily used road and we get lots of traffic. How can we help the transportation flow better, make it better pedestrian-wise, and how can we rejuvenate the businesses? So everyone's working together with ideas on what we can do.
Why is Maryland Parkway such an important corridor between here and Cashman Field?
It goes to Cashman Field, and it also is easy way to get from the airport downtown. And plus you've got the university, you've got the Boulevard Mall, and lots of small businesses. So it's important to keep this strong, and it is an older area, and we don't want it to deteriorate. We want to keep it strong and make it a corridor where even people that work at the airport or people that work in the south end of town will be able to get transportation to come to work. Make it a link in our community.
Gotcha. Commissioner, let's move a little bit east of here to the Whitney Community Center, a place very near and dear to your heart. Tell me about some of the events. I know you had a recent cleanup last one of the previous weekends out of Whitney.
We did. Last Saturday we had a community cleanup. These actually were the brainchild of one of the residents who wanted to clean up her yard, but also to work on the community as a whole. And so with her urging, we've done this twice a year and brought in big dumpsters from Republic Services, had cleanups in areas, desert areas where there's lots of garbage, and doing graffiti abatement. Lots of the neighbors have come. We've had lots of volunteers come and really have been able to see a difference in the community doing this every 6 months. Several of the neighbors have remarked what a difference it's made, and there have even been a couple times when we've had a hard time finding graffiti to paint over 6 months later.
So that's got to make you feel real good. I know that's something I'm sure your residents were, as you were first becoming a county commissioner, people said Whitney needs to be improved.
Yes, and I think having a neighborhood identity, that's something that we're trying to work on. It's hard for people that live in unincorporated Clark County, because people say, oh, I live in Henderson or I live in Las Vegas. Well, how do you say, I live in an unincorporated Clark County? But have an identity for the Whitney area or the Paradise area, I think is important. It helps our schools, it helps safety when we're all aware of what's going on in our community.
I know you work very closely with the Southeast Area Command officers, Metropolitan Police Department out there. Tell me about the STOP program.
The STOP program, they're wonderful. It's preventative policing, and they have been very involved with us in the neighborhood cleanups. We've done movies in the park, and we've worked together with them on that, as well as trunk or treat that we're having for Halloween that we've done in the past. And they offer assistance. They're there helping cook hot dogs and hamburgers and pass out candy, being part of the cleanups. And I think it really helps, especially the children. They see the police officers as their friends and their partners in the community. So they're a significant part of this project that we're doing.
Tell me about your movie in the park. I know you've been doing that once a month throughout the fall, and what's it all about?
In the fall and the spring, we have a series of 3 movies and invite the community to come in and have hot dogs, popcorn, and sit and watch the movie outside. Whitney Recreation Center, the park, is not used often in the evenings, and it's been wonderful to see families come in, lay down a blanket, sit and watch a movie, and children will go play on the play equipment and just have a fun time enjoying the park.
And your trunk or treat, as you mentioned, it's an annual Halloween event, just getting bigger and better every year.
Oh, more children. Last year we actually ran out of candy because we had many more than expected. So the word has spread that Whitney is a great place, and we're working very hard to get that neighborhood identity.
I know you've also done a number of other cleanups in other parts of District G, including here around McCarran Airport and also at Duck Creek.
Yes, and graffiti abatement. The airport project was just wonderful because we had employees of the airport that came and helped along with the residents, and it was just a great experience. Had some cleanups because we had some residents complaining about areas with buildup of litter and graffiti. And so to come in and have the airport employees working right alongside the neighborhood was just a wonderful experience.